All right, what up, everybody? Shweezel here from Get Better Games. I just wanted to give you guys a little tip real quick, bring you a quick video on what I do when the patch notes come out. So the 4.3 patch notes came out, I think, yesterday, maybe. So I might be a little off the ball on this, but this patch is actually really important. So I wanted to get you guys a video about it. So let's go ahead and jump to Battle Royale. So, the first note they said is just basically that all these changes are coming today. Let's look at the biggest thing, honestly, is the shotguns. Um, the pump shotgun, the headshot damage multiplier got reduced, and the damage got reduced by 10. What this is going to mean, if you do the math on this, is that there's not a none of these shotguns are going to be able to one shot people in the head anymore. Um, so it's going to be really interesting to me to see how this change plays out. I think it might just make double shotgunning a little bit more necessary, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. It also just says something about they're looking to improve shotgun consistency on how they hit and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, just they didn't change anything about the heavy shotgun, but they reduced the headshot multiplier on the tactical, and they reduced the damage on the pump and the headshot multiplier on the pump. So just none of these shotguns are going to be one-shotting anybody anymore. So I would just really keep that in mind. That's a really important patch note. Is that at 200 HP, no one's going to get one shot by a shotgun anymore. So let's move on to the next note. It says that they made a change to traps a few weeks ago, changing it from 125 to 75. They're trying to, I don't know what they're doing with traps, but basically they put the trap damage up to 150, which I agree with because oh my god, like if you were trying to get that trap challenge done at all when it was 75 damage, and then also when it was bugged so that if you left the game too soon, like I had to kill like 5 people with traps before I got that challenge done, and that took a while. Um, but whatever, the trap damage just got doubled. So be careful of traps because they're really they're back to being really strong now. They're gonna vault the jetpack on Monday, so get your jetpack games in because they're kicking that shit out of the game on Monday. Thank God. Weapons and items, they added the bounce trap. I'm sure everybody has already seen this. I think this has been in the game for a few days already. Um, I don't know. So weird to me. Those things, but whatever. Building adjustments. So they took the llamas that you can get materials and stuff out of. They gave those what we call the nerf, which is they made it. When I'm using these terms, in case you've never heard them before, you guys, a nerf is making something weaker, and a buff is making something stronger. So the supply llama, they nerfed it. They made it a lot weaker. Decreased material stacks from 500 to 200 per resource. Um, yeah, that's on it. That's huge. That's seriously really huge. And they removed the possibility for explosive ammo out of there. That's also really big because, and again, like I actually kind of agree with that because I don't disagree with explosives in this game, but it gets really annoying to play against people who have like 70 rockets in the end game. Damage fall off versus structures removed for rifles, SMGs, pistols, and LMGs. This is a huge note, you guys. So what they did is the shotguns were, let's like just look, the shotguns were like really high up on like a graph. The other guns that use medium and light ammo were really low. They sort of tried to even them out. They brought the power of the shotguns down, and they brought the power of all these other guns up, the rifles, the SMGs, the pistols. So all these guns are going to be doing more damage versus structures now, which is actually crazy because so that also is an indirect, what we call an indirect buff to wood. Because damage fall off versus structures removed for rifles, SMGs, pistols, and LMGs, that means they're all doing more damage to structures, and it was already hard to build against someone who's just suppressing you with fire with brick or metal. So now you're almost going to have to do it with wood. So wood just got like stronger sort of just by proxy through this patch note. Floor loot materials adjusted. That's like what just spawns on the ground, you guys. Material drop chances in floor loot reduced by 33%. So there's going to be less materials on the ground, just spawning in stacks. And then it says material stack sizes and floor loot reduced by 33%. So I'm guessing that in those little stacks of wood and brick and stuff, instead of giving 30, they're giving 20 now, I think. Ammo availability adjusted. They increased light ammo stack sizes and decreased explosive ammo. Again, I think that's like a great change. Because personally, if you guys have watched me play, I think that like light ammo guns can be kind of underrated sometimes, especially the silenced ones. And then explosives, like I said earlier, it gets kind of annoying to play against somebody who has like 50, 70 rockets or something in the end game and can sort of just like run you out of materials with that. So I'm kind of glad they did that. Minigun adjusted. They increased the accuracy. They increased the ammo that spawns with it, and the damage against structures. That's all really big. Yeah, that's just they basically just made the minigun stronger. I don't think that's going to be some kind of like super change, just because the LMG is already really strong. But I mean, maybe we'll see. We'll see if more people start using it to mow down structures and stuff like that. C4 structure explosion radius increase. It was already pretty big, and now it's really big. Like that's really big, you guys. So like the C4, that it still does the same amount of damage, but it's really really strong for just taking buildings out now. Like you can just clear forts out using the C4. If you see me play on stream, I really am a fan of the C4. And then teams of 20, they just increase or I guess decreased the storm damage in teams of 20. And that's the patch notes for Battle Royale for 4.3, everybody. What I would really just keep in mind seriously is damage fall off versus structures is removed. Okay, so your light and medium ammo guns are going to be stronger versus structures. Llamas are not as strong. Um, Materials, especially wood, just went up in value because there's less of them, and they were effectively just made weaker, and shotguns were just made weaker as well. You can't one shot anybody in the head who's full HP with a shotgun anymore, full HP, full shield, and also just don't run into traps. And that is really the TLDR and what I would take away from the patch notes. I hope you guys learned something, and really what I would do is just every week when these comes out, I would take a look at it. I would just skim through it if I were you guys real quick. If you found this useful, maybe we can start doing more of these videos in the future. My name is Schweezel for Get Better Games. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.